Back with another bowl preview, and this time it's the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl between number 17 Wake Forest and number 25 Texas A&M.
Yeah, the FANATTIC, the fanatic where we keep it.
Welcome into the Fan Addict Sports Channel for sports fans by a sports fan. It's your boy Coach I, back with another bowl preview, and this time it's the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl between number 17 Wake Forest and number 25 Texas A&M. This game is going to be played on December the 31st at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. This game, I think the Gator Bowl is in Florida. I know I'm not sure the city, but we brought my boy Liam back in, Texas A&M guy that runs the Sideline Sports Network account, to talk some bowl game preview. What's going on, Liam?
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, no problem, man. Back to our last video, man. You actually, even though you predicted Texas A&M to win over LSU, you actually said that LSU loves to get up for the big game, man.
Yep, they certainly do. As any rivals in the SEC should. Every game should be close and tough, and that's how Texas A&M and their opponents play each other in the SEC.
That's right, man. LSU ended up getting a crucial victory for them. But Texas A&M is looking to finish the season strong. Going into the bowl season, have you guys had any opt-outs or transfer portal people?
We have had some transfer portal people. Obviously, the QB situation for us is going to be really tough. Jimbo Fisher says that Haynes King will not be ready for the game, unfortunately. He's been out ever since his week 3 injury, unfortunately. And our acting QB, who's played the entire season and has done a lot better than people thought he would originally do, he has entered the transfer portal and will not opt out of the game. He will not be playing in our bowl game.
That's, I don't know. You never know what's going on behind the scenes all the way, but it's like you start all year, you play pretty good, and then you enter the transfer portal. So there's no coaching change or anything like that to spur that change on, but I guess you just never know what's going on. So that'll be interesting to see. But you guys got a good running back. You got actually got 2 good running backs, and you got a good tight end, and you got a good defense. So I think as long as you don't turn the ball over, you should be pretty decent.
Right, yes. We've seen Blake bust. He's a freshman walk-on. We've seen him pass the ball a couple times this year. I know he's gotten in a few games just briefly. The helmets get knocked off or whatever, that rule where they got to leave the field. So, yeah, we've seen him this year. But, yes, he's a freshman walk-on. So that's really interesting. He's from the home state of Texas, which is pretty cool. But besides that, we got some other opt-outs too. People going to the draft, preparations. And then obviously our defensive coordinator just took the head coaching job at Duke, which is big. We're very happy to see him go. We knew he was destined for great things. At the beginning of the season, almost, we knew that he'd be eyeing up head coaching jobs. He's obviously led one of the most dominant defenses in the SEC this year, able to stop Bama, the number 1 team in the country, and still the number 1 team in the country. I know it's hard for you to hear, but yeah, we were able to stop them. Their only loss. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. But, this is what these guys can do. These guys can adapt and overcome. So,
yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. Like I said, just some random bowl numbers and betting numbers. Texas A&M has played in 42 bowls. They're 20-22 in bowl games. Their last bowl was a 2020 Orange Bowl win over North Carolina. And then Wake Forest bowl record, they played in 15 bowls. They're 9-6, actually. One of the few teams that, at least the ones that I've been doing for these bowl previews, that actually have a winning record in bowl games. Their last bowl was 2020, lost to Wisconsin in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. So just some betting numbers. We are not official betting gurus, so don't take our word for it and then lose your house on it. Just a disclaimer. Texas A&M is a 5.5-point favorite. The over-under is 57.5. Wake Forest is 6-7 against the spread, and the Aggies are 5-3 against the spread when being favored by 5.5. So there's just a little betting tidbits for you if you want to go out here and bet on that game. Bowl games, I don't know if I bet on bowl games because I don't know what the players' mindsets are going to be. I know it's easy to say it's another game, another opportunity to get better, but some of these players be checked out, man. So I'm like, I don't know about
Very
that.
true.
You know
Very
what I'm
true.
saying? So the key to this game is, so let me ask you, out of the opt-outs, since I don't know all the opt-outs for Texas A&M, Spiller and A-Chain playing?
Spiller is out. A-Chain is in.
Spiller is out, A-Chain is in. What about Weidemeyer?
He is also, I believe he opted out. I know that he's preparing for the draft, so
Mm.
we shall see. We shall see, but
Okay, I'm up. I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and Wake Forest fans. If you're watching, you can correct me on this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they have less people opting out since you know what I'm saying, since they had a pretty magical season this season that they normally don't have, whereas Texas A&M is used to being in this position. So I'm gonna think I think Sam Hartman, unless something has changed, is playing in the game.
yes, from everything I've heard, he will be playing. But yeah, I feel like it's really important to realize where these guys are supposed to go in the draft. You know, we got
Yeah.
Marvin Leal. He's supposed to go first round. Spiller was actually on some draft boards projected to be the number one running back overall, which is
I
pretty
can see
exciting,
it. I can see
pretty
that.
big.
Mm-hmm.
And then Werdemeyer he's a top 3 tight end on almost every draft board. So it's really big. You know, kids who are considering this school, that's something that a lot of them look at if they're looking to play in the NFL.
Yep.
They look at where these guys are going, like what their ranking was going into the school, how many stars they were, and then where are they going in the draft, or do they want to go to the draft?
Yeah. I think it's a good thing, you know, possibly for the kids, like you say, like the Spillers and the Weidermeyers, who most likely will be top 1, 2, or 3 round draft picks. But if just personally, if I'm a late round 3 or a later draft pick, I'm probably gonna play in a bowl game for an opportunity to get more film out there. That's just my personal preference.
Yes, I've definitely heard that. I've heard of pro teams telling athletes to opt out of
Okay.
their bowl games. I've heard of even colleges asking high school players to not play in their championships or the playoffs, which is
Mm,
crazy to me because what kind of culture are you breeding? Like, I think that whether you're going to draft or not, it's your duty. This is your team. Like, everything that you've worked for the year, a bowl game is still big. If you're in a bowl game, you had a good year, you're a good team. Maybe it's not where A&M wanted to be. And I'm
yeah.
not sure that's why these guys are opting out, but I like the idea of these athletes playing the bowl game. I like the idea of A&M recruiting now in the offseason after a bowl game win with a healthy team where they go out and blow out Wake Forest. So
Yeah, I mean, as a fan, I definitely would like to see it because if you look at across the bowl game matchups, man, if everybody was playing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I've even seen some transfer portal guys, you know, that were starters on their team, not in this particular game per se, but just did a preview with Virginia Tech and Maryland, and Virginia Tech's starting receiver. Like, I don't know if he's the leading. He's either the leading or the second leading receiver. He's in the transfer portal. But like, if everybody played, we have such good games coming up. But that's the nature of the business with the NIL and the one-time transfer. And I guess as fans, man, we just have to deal with it.
yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the rush is to really transfer because most of these guys, they're going to get accustomed to a new school after their bowl games, possibly. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just not exactly sure what the rush is to get to a new school. Like, you just finished up your football season, like, that you played this whole year with these guys. Like, I just don't understand how some of these athletes don't want to see this through.
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, I don't. Only thing I could probably say maybe because when classes start next semester, they want to be wherever. This is what they're thinking anyway. It's not the reality for all of them because there's more players in the portal than there are spots on teams.
yeah.
So they're thinking, I'm guessing, hey, let's get to a school, be there for the new semester, and so we can participate in the spring, try to win a spot. But like I just said, you know, I think right now there's over 1,000 players in the transfer portal.
I
So
have no doubt.
like
No doubt.
like you're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's not finding teams before the semester starts. I mean, and then you're looking for a team, and then I think I've seen some people that missed the cutoff date this past summer, to be eligible for the year. And I'm like, I don't know. You gotta, like Spencer Rattler, I think he knew he was gonna find a spot, you know what I'm saying? But like a backup quarterback somewhere, like we had some walk-ons from Georgia hit the transfer portal. I get it, but I mean,
Right.
unless you're going down Division 2 or Division 3 or JUCO or whatever, I don't think you're gonna be like, immediately finding a spot come January. So
Yeah, I don't exactly understand the Calzada into the transfer portal, kind of leaving us without a QB. I don't know. I feel like he could have embraced the competition that's at A&M. He obviously performed a lot better than people thought he would have.
yep.
Obviously, Haynes King is going to be healthy. We have a 5-star quarterback coming in, Connor Wegman. So I don't know. If I were him, obviously I don't know what the situation is, but like I don't understand like why you wouldn't want to embrace the opportunity or the challenge of staying with A&M, being confident. You've kind of got the fan base behind you, like
I was about to
almost
say he has more reps under his belt now than Haynes King. So
for sure.
I don't know. I can't see him being like, oh, they're gonna go with Haynes King, when he comes back. But I'm like, you got more reps than Haynes King. I don't care if he was the starter, coming in, but you got more reps now. You got a whole season.
Yep, and I know that last summer, up to our first game, we weren't positive who our quarterback was going to be yet. So we know that it was a close decision, close call. So I don't know. Obviously, there could be outside factors factoring into that relationship problems. We all know, but
Well, on to the preview of the game. I mean, some of these numbers that we'll go over here may be affected with some of the opt-outs, but as it stands, coming into the game, Wake Forest going versus that Texas A&M defense, which Jimbo Fisher is known for. So their offense is averaging 41.2 points a game. Texas A&M is only giving up 15.9 points a game. They're averaging 469 yards total. Texas A&M is only giving up 327. They're averaging 307 pass yards a game, and Texas A&M is only giving up 192 yards per game. So something has definitely got to give. Now, of those opt-outs, transfers, or whatever, do you have any major players out on defense?
Lamarvin Leal and Leon O'Neal are both preparing for the draft. Probably our two best defensive players overall. Two of my favorites. Disappointed, but I think that A&M has the depth to take care of this.
I think so too, because for the years that Jimbo's been there, they've had a pretty stout defense. So I don't think that'll hurt as much as having Calzada gone, especially with Haynes King, gone. So I think that Wake Forest is definitely going to lean on their offense. I mean, they have all season. They haven't been able to stop nearly anybody, but they've been able to score a lot on everybody. So they're Sam Hartman and their receivers will definitely they have a little quirky offense where they run that like it's almost like Sam Hartman follows the running back into the hole, and if it's not open, then he pulls it and throws it. It's just a weird looking kind of offense, but I think Texas
they do that.
will be ready, especially in the trenches, because without even looking it up, I'm pretty sure the defensive line of Texas A&M is going to be much bigger than the offensive line of Wake Forest. But again, that hasn't stopped them from scoring on anybody. So I know this will be an interesting matchup. Now, on the flip side, how are you feeling about your offense versus their defense?
Feel really good. A-Chain is obviously very versatile. He's very fast. Runs track at Texas. Those of you that don't know. I feel confident running the ball against this defense. I don't know exactly how many yards they give up on rush a game, but I've seen Blake throw the ball, and he throws it fine too. We can definitely resort to that as an option, which is good. I feel comfortable doing that. And then again, I like bowl games because you're kind of able to experiment a little bit. Yes, it means a lot, but it's like a lot of these teams are in this bowl game. They're going to be like they're going to have the worst problems they've had all year, like the most versatility, I guess. And it's cool to see what teams like Texas A&M will do with this. Will the players get behind the coach and go out and want to win the game, or is it just like we lost 4 games, so we have like an okay bowl game? Like it's just really cool to see how teams interact with this. Like how will a team like I'm so excited to see how a team like Ohio State will come out and play, a team that should probably be in the top 4, should be fighting for the national championship. Like how does a team like that come out and play? Do they lay down, or do they come out and fight like dogs, just like angry. And that's what I like to see. That's why bowl games are really interesting for me. And a lot of times there's surprises every year, which I look forward to.
Yeah, you're definitely correct. The mindset of the team makes a huge difference. I mean, Texas beat us in the Sugar Bowl fair and square, but you could tell some of the players it's like the mental wasn't there. It's like Texas was able to get their players ready mentally, and they came ready to play. And then the following year when we played Baylor, it's like that same team showed up in the Sugar Bowl. It was like, okay, like this is another opportunity for us to get another W, to showcase our talents for the NFL scouts or whoever may be watching. And we came out and played a little bit better. So I think the mindset of teams, like you said, is huge in bowl games. But you talked about the rush yards that they give up a game. They give up 202 yards per game rushing, and you guys average 183. So, I mean, if you stay on par, like I say, I just think it's going to be another, since Spillers get ready for the draft, it'll just be a situation where A-Chain gets more carries, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure you guys got some younger running backs that's going to spell him for a breather here and there. And then points, you guys average 29.3 points a game. They give up 30.3 points a game. Passing yards, you guys average 208 passing yards a game, and they give up 220. Now that may be, I think Jimbo's going to lean heavily on the run, seeing how you got a freshman walk-on quarterback, so as to not put him in bad situations.
Right. I completely agree with that. We've seen Blake, but again, I think that A&M is going to run the ball like they always do. I love seeing H.A.N. run the ball outside. He really is so fast. Every single time I watch him, every single time I'm with people that watch him that don't know Texas A&M, they all say, "Wow, that guy is fast."
Yeah.
It's just some of the plays is just really wild. But yeah, once again, I feel confident in this offense. Our offensive line is super good, super young, which is something that I look forward to. These guys are going to grow with this team. So yeah, very excited to see what this bowl game holds. I feel confident in Texas A&M and their offense being efficient, and I feel really confident in our defense being efficient and stepping up as well, even though they're short a fair amount of guys. So
Yeah, I think Jimbo's going to pressure Sam Hartman a lot so as to slow down that offense, and then run the ball with A-Chain and whatever other backs you guys have, so that to run, ball control. And I'm, seeing a lower scoring game than maybe most Wake Forest fans are hoping for, because like I think you guys got good corners. I think O'Neal is a good safety, but I think, like you said, Texas A&M built depth since Jimbo's got there, so I think they'll be pretty good there. So with that said, man, go ahead and give me a score prediction on what you think may happen, even though it's a bowl game and we know anything can happen.
I'm gonna go 41-14. Texas A&M wins.
All right.
Bold. I know.
You heard it here first, folks. 41-14. All right, hey,
Yeah.
do that. A-Chain will have a big game. What I'm saying, I think Texas A&M will win. I don't think it'll be. I don't know, because of the freshman walk-on. I don't know if he had, like, if this guy, because what people don't know about some walk-ons, just because you hear walk-on doesn't necessarily mean this guy can't play at this level. He may have had offers to some Group of 5 schools and just want to stay home or anything like that. If I knew more about him, then I would go, higher. But I'm thinking more of a 28-13 Texas A&M, because I think the possessions will be limited. But like I say, I think A-Chain will have a big day on the ground.
That sounds fair, but let me explain where my reasoning comes from on that. Obviously, Wake Forest hasn't played an SEC school this year. I don't think, at least.
Nope.
They just don't know what's going to hit them. And a team who has been pretty efficient on offense this year, I think that 3 or 4 times going to 3 and out, or 3 or 4 times punting in the first half, which is what I think is going to happen. I think that a team like Wake Forest lays down, like helpless almost. And that's just sometimes what can happen when you're used to playing your conference opponents. I have no doubt that the SEC is the best conference, the toughest conference, the best defenses. So I just don't see Wake Forest being able to put up a fight the entire game.
I can see it. Hey, I'm a prime example of watching my team play against Alabama and having no answer and going away from everything that got them to win up until that point in the season. So
Yeah, that was what happened to them. You when a defense like Georgia lets another team put points up on the board, it's like confusion. Like everybody's befuddled. Nobody knows
yep.
what to do.
Now
A lot
people
of times panic.
Now people are panicking, questioning, assignments, blown assignments, and yeah. So I definitely could see that happening. So we'll see. Like I said, we got 2 weeks to go for a lot. 2 weeks, week and a half for a lot of these bowl games. Things can change. Hopefully, there's no more opt-outs on either side. Like I said, I can't believe the college football season, regular season is over. So I'm looking forward to the bowl games to try to extend that a little bit, but who knows? We'll see. But I appreciate you coming back on, Liam, man, joining me for another preview for Texas A&M. For everybody out there in YouTube land, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to go out there and on Twitter and check out Liam and the Sideline Sports Network account at all caps SSN_TAMU. For Liam and the Sideline Sport Network account, Texas A&M, this is Coach I, the Fanatic, and we are
Fans
out
like
of
they
here.
part of my team. I love the fans like they part of my team. Come rock with me. We got it jumping like it's that valley. I call my dogs out the pound. Let's go eat. Turn on Fanatic. Let's have a debate.